G'day football fans and welcome back to episode 23 of our Sevilla Rebuild here on Dylan on the Ball. Today we are taking on Bilbao. We are away at the San Mames, taking on the side led now by Deschamps. He only took over very recently. Before we get cracking though, I'll just remind you to please leave us a like down below, subscribe if you're new around here, comment what you think of the video, all that sort of beautiful, gorgeous stuff. And now, because it is way too late at night and it is still 1,000 degrees here in Brisbane, let's get cracking right into it because I'm just going to get through this. I don't know how long the video is going to go or how much I'm going to have to talk about, but I just want to get it done. Anyway, plenty to catch you up on since you were last here. The first thing we will cover is we did end up replacing Alejandro Pozzo, who had left for Tottenham in the last video, and we were yet to replace him. We did replace him. We did go with the guy that I sort of teased at the end of the video, a cute little tease of, hey, this might be the guy. It is 26, geez, it doesn't look good that he's going down so much. He is 26 years old. He is a right back or centre back. His name is Valentin Gendry. He has come in from Nice. We've played him a fair bit. He's doing all right, not great in the Champions League, but I mean, a lot of those appearances would have come for Nice when he was there, weirdly enough. Hopefully these start to turn around. I wouldn't exactly like that. Can I get rid of the arrows so it doesn't look so negative? The next thing to cover, less important maybe, is that we have signed a new contract here at Sevilla. The one we were on was set to expire at the end of next season, so the end of the 27-28 season. They've offered us a new contract. I've taken down the money as much as I can because it just doesn't matter. It's literally pointless how much money you earn. Like, there's no purpose to it. Anyway, so we've signed a new contract. It now expires at the end of the 30-31 season, which would take us up to 8 years at the club, I think. Is that maths? Is that how maths works? Honestly, couldn't tell you. The next thing I wanted to cover is, well, this one's a bit of a throwback, firstly, to give you, to set the scene, to give you a bit of context. Alright, so we're looking at Rafa Mir, and, okay, firstly, I'm very distracted by something. The fact that he's left Liverpool. Like, literally, okay, this was not meant to be about this, but they signed him for £85 million from us. He played 30 games in his first season, you know, scored 12 goals, wasn't the best. He's then played, 15 games, he scored 4 goals, and they've loaned him out to Inter Milan. This is so weird. The same thing happened with, I think Oliver Torres. We sold to, I think it was Tottenham, which is where Pozzo's gone, weirdly enough. And then Oli Torres ended up at Nice. It's very weird. Don't understand it. Like, very soon after buying him, they end up selling. Very weird. Anyway, the point of being here was that in his last season for us, Rafa Mir ended up scoring 39 goals in 43 appearances for the club. That is presently the record for the most goals for any Sevilla player in a single season. And then you get to little old Matthijs Tel, as you can see down the bottom, but I'll take you to this page. He is up to 38 goals already. We are in the middle of March, and he's 1 goal behind. I mean, it's his second season at the club. He got, what did he get in the first season? 18 he got all up. He's now got 38 this season. That takes him up to what? Ooh, quick maths, 56? Maybe? 56? Maybe. Anyway, 38 goals, that's the important bit. He's up to, he is nursing a bit of an injury, a tight thigh. He's not quite back. He might, look, it says fitness test not required, so I might end up playing a bit off the bench, depending on how the game's going. He might play off the bench. I might actually just avoid playing him because I don't want to re-injure him because we've got some important fixtures coming up. So the last video was this game here on the 23rd of January against Real Madrid. We did end up winning it 3-2 thanks to a 90th minute winner from Oscar against his old side. We've then gone on a bit of a tear. We've beaten Legia 7-0, Eibar 3-0, we've beaten Oviedo, Sociedad. We then went into the knockout round of the Champions League where we beat Nice, who have, if we look at their squad, who's their goalkeeper? It's only Yassine Bounou. Who's in midfield? It's only bloody Oli Torres, isn't it? So we did verse 2 of our old boys in that fixture, and if we go to the first leg, why isn't it showing the goal scorers? Here we go. Oliver scored against us. It was 0-0. Oliver scored against us, and then I'd made a host of changes, and Luis Enrique came on, and you see down here he's got an 8.9. He scored and then assisted the other two within 7 minutes, because he can just do that. He's just like that. We have had a couple of blips in the record. We did lose to Levante, a very frustrating game where you can see here they just won really. They were up 2-0 at half time. If we look at the stats, it was not a game we should ever have lost. We had the possession, we had way more XG, way more chances. Corners were about even, that's about all you could say, but we shouldn't have lost, basically. We've then also drawn against Sociedad. Oyarzabal, I think, has scored against us like every time we versed them, I feel like. Okay, I said that and then he didn't score this time. If we go to the other game this season, guess who? Oyarzabal. Every time, except for that one. Ignore that. We've then gone on to the round of 16 in the Champions League, the furthest we've been under Ruben Minett's management, and we beat Barcelona 3-0 thanks to a hat-trick from Kalimwendo. We then go away to the Camp Nou. They get a red card after 27 minutes. We go up by 2 goals, and then they go ahead and just score 4, like one on the cusp of half-time, right as we're about to go in for a nice drink, and then score 3 more in the second half. It was squeaky bum time. Like, we really had to eke that one out playing horrid football because for what, I don't know, I couldn't tell you. We just didn't turn up even though we were a man up. We then also, including a red card, was this fixture here against Real Madrid. Our first red card, I said Real, Atletico Madrid, our first red card of the season. We were up 1-0 when we get the red card. It's Jorge Cuenca. It was a shocking tackle, and then Hincapié gets us another one. So it was 1-0 when the goal went in. We then went up 2-0, got to 2-1, and then we scored 2 more. We beat them 4-1, having been a man down for 60 odd minutes. Look, bizarre. We've then also had the Spanish Cup semi-final first leg here against Real Madrid, where we won 3-1 thanks to Rooney Bargi, Nyonzu and Gakpo. A goal from Rodrigo pulled them back 1. We then head away to the Bernabeu, literally the next fixture, which I didn't want to, I definitely could have thought about it, but I didn't want to do like we just played Real Madrid in the last video. I didn't want to go ahead. Anyway, we then got drawn against Arsenal in the Champions League quarterfinals, so hoping that we can do something there. I'm not entirely confident because look, I'm gonna go ahead and guess that Arsenal are pretty decent. Let's have a look real quick. Still Ramsdale, still Todibo. No, not still Todibo, he's new. Saliba, Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, Saka's still there, wanted of course by Man City. Basically the same people you'd expect really, except Alexis McAllister. They did get Moises Caicedo after all. Yeah, they're decent. They've got Claudinho and Brahim Diaz listed. That is how we have gone in all competitions really. The bad thing about having lost here against Levante and drawn against Real San Sebastian or Sociedad is that it's given Real Madrid an opportunity. They've gone 6 points clear of us. They were just the 1 point clear after the last video, after we beat them to just about almost draw level, and then since then they've just gone on an absolute tear again, and they're, you know, well out in front. So really in the next 11 league games we're going to just have to hope for some favours being done elsewhere. I don't know what Real Madrid's run-in is looking like, but you know, they've got Atletico Madrid sandwiched between a couple of games against Bayern Munich, so maybe that's an opportunity for us to pull back some ground, but other than that it looks like a pretty easy run for them. Barcelona with a big hope, I guess, but they didn't hold up their end of the bargain. As for how the squad has been looking since you were last here, we have had a pretty not great run with injuries. Like, a lot of people like Fran Garcia's been out, Nyonzu's been out, Simakan's been out, Hincapié missed some time, Dennis Simon missed some time, he had the flu, Fran Beltran's been out and only just really getting back now. You can see he's not really played much this season because he's just been injured a lot. And Thijs Tel's now injured. Alberto Moleiro's actually only just back from an injury, so really injuries have been the story of the second half of the season. We have started to play our youth players a little bit more. You can see here Wagner Venancio has been playing, no goals or assists as yet, but that's not his job. His job is to sit there at the base of midfield and stop other teams from scoring, which look, it doesn't say his, oh yeah, it does say clean sheets here, look. No, that's clear, or that's clearances, not clean sheets, dang it. Because I feel like we've had more clean sheets than that. If we can, is there a way to see stats? Here we go. Alright, well, apparently I can't look at how many clean sheets we've had when he does play, but you can see that he's got a very high tackling percentage, making a decent amount of tackles in his appearances, having a good rating in the Champions League, good rating in the league. Look, I'm pretty okay with it, I think. I think he's been absolutely sensational. I'm very happy with him. Mady Alachotu has been a bit up and down, a bit, you know, some days he's very, very good, some days he doesn't turn up. You can see in the league. He's having an average of 7.46, which is absolutely fantastic. Has started to get himself a couple of goals and assists. I think there was a game recently, actually. If we go back to our schedule, maybe it was the most recent game, actually. No. Yes, it was this one here against Vallecano. He got himself a couple of goals. He ended up getting an assist or two as well, maybe? Oh, maybe I'm making things up now. Yeah, he assisted Draugo. He got himself 2 goals. He's a stud. We then got Oscar Marimon as well, who really is looking very good, isn't he? It's absolutely nuts. I didn't even, before this season, didn't really have an eye on him. I just, sent him out on loan, hoping that he was getting a, good run and getting to improve somewhat, as you would do with any person that you loan out. But here he is, literally in the first team, playing football. Hasn't really started a game for us as yet, getting a lot of bench appearances and a bit of a chance here and there to show us what he's made of and start to use that determination and flair and teamwork and vision. And it's fantastic, isn't it? It's absolutely stunning player. We have now lost Lucas Campos, of course, as well. The last video was his farewell. He did score that penalty against Real Madrid as well. So we did lose his goal scoring. We do, however, have a number of players that have sort of not stood up, but started to really pick up a little bit of the slack. So we've obviously got Matthijs Tell on 38 goals, which is absolutely insane. Didn't expect that this season. It's a jump. It's a really high, amazing jump. Calimendo on 14 goals alongside Cody Gakpo, who's also got 12 assists, which is unreal for someone who was a free transfer. That he's now wanted by West Ham for some reason. If they can afford him, look, I'll sell. Having got him for free this season to then sell him for £70 million, I'd probably be okay with it, to be fair. I was as good as he's been. Probably be okay with it. We then got Rooney Bardi having just about his best, I think it's his best season of his career, isn't it? Let's go here. So, 5 goals is what he did last year, but if we look at last year, 7 goals, 11 assists in all competition this season, 9 goals, 9 assists. So, same amount of goal contributions. He's just scoring more now. And hopefully he can continue to develop, because he is starting to look very, very good. The potential does look like it's gone down a bit, but he's performing much better this season than he has previously. Very, very good in the Spanish Cup, loving his life. And we are absolutely happy as Larry. I think we're looking very, very good. Nyonzu's got 5 goals, is just outrageous. And players down here like San Mames getting 6 assists is beyond what I thought he would be getting, looking at, well, this isn't good. Looking at how defensive of a right back he really is, I didn't really expect him to be getting goals, or assists rather, so to get 6 assists, I'm pretty content with that. Hopefully he can continue to perform and get those training ratings up, because that's not great. Back to the competitions though, so as a whole, we are 5 points behind Real Madrid with 11 games to play in the league, so very much hoping that we can claw our way back up, hopefully, but look, it's really looking like a 2-horse race, but we really need other horses to do, I don't know what I was going to say there, but we need people to help us out in the race and us to do our job too. Champions League, we're doing the best we've done in this entire 5 seasons of being here at Sevilla. Hopefully we can put in a good shift against Arsenal. I think we played them a couple of years back in the competition and got absolutely battered, so to put in a good performance there would be absolutely unreal. And even to potentially progress to a Champions League semi-final would be ridiculous. We've then also got the Spanish Cup, which we are just 1 step away from being in the final. We did win that, I think in our 2nd season in charge, we won the Spanish Cup and the league, so hopefully we can make another final there, and another bit of silverware wouldn't be too bad. Anyway, that is a huge wrap up. I've done way too much talking for the 20 minutes that I've been recording, and as I said before, it's 1,000 degrees, so what we're going to do is get right to our lineup. Okay, so the lineup will be Simon in goals, Wisdom, Amy, Simakan, Hincapié and Gutierrez across the back line, a midfield pairing of Venancio and Miretti, a front line of Rooney on the right, Gakpo on the left, Oscar in behind, Calimendo. We have got absolute guns on the bench like Malero. Matthijs Tell is fit enough for the bench. We've then got Gendry, who might play off the bench potentially, then Luis Enrique, Marimon, Chortu and Beltran all there. Nyonzu as well, maybe unlucky to miss out, but I'm sort of trying to build Simakan back up to fitness after he had I think he broke his ribs maybe, and he was out for just about 2 months at the end of the day, so it wasn't ideal. Anyway, that's how we're lining up. I think it's a very strong lineup. Bilbao haven't been fantastic this season, but they are under a new coach, so it may be a bit of a challenge. We're hoping that we can put in a good performance. Let's go. Very much loving that we're getting to the stage where I've got regens in our starting lineup, so that we can you know, look towards the future and look towards having built, like, you know, a amazing academy that produces, you know, world beater, superstar player sort of thing. As we look at the lineups though, I'll just remind you to please leave us a like down below, subscribe if you're new around here, comment what you think of the video, all that sort of beautiful, beautiful stuff, and we're going to get cracking into this one. Hopefully beat Bilbao, who are down in 14th, of course. Not great, but I think this is actually Didier Deschamp's first game in charge of Bilbao, so I think we're probably up for a bit of a reaction, you'd think. I mean, the, you know, typical bounce back when you get a new manager in charge sort of thing. They've already had 2 shots after 3 minutes, which isn't ideal. Highlight here in the 4th minute, Hincapié with the ball at the back. Looks long for Cody Gakpo. Back to Gutierrez, big long cross. Very early cross, it's not part of the tactics or anything. Rooney Bargi here, back to Venancio. Bargi now in the box. Looks across goals, the keeper, I'm going to call him Kepa because I don't know how to say his name, and it looks like the guy who plays for Chelsea. Long ball, won by Wisdom Amy. Oscar then wins it. Rooney Bargi over the top, looking for Callum Wendo. He's in. Oh, save, damn it. Straight at the keeper just about, but he does well to make sure that one does go wide. Corner ball though, with Gakpo to take to the near post. Simakan. Oh, biscuit tin head. It goes absolutely flying over the bar, you absolute melon. Anyway, I was saying before we kicked off that I'm just really excited to be at that point where we've got regens coming through being good, like Venancio, who was just, I mean, I could say it was good scouting, but it was just me looking at Brazil's youth sides. Here's, oh my god, Calamendo scored from about 30 yards out. Looked like it curled like, it started meters wide of the goal and it's curled back in, clips the inside of the post. Started here with Oscar winning the ball off Sanset, who we were looking at not too long ago. Rooney Bargi then plays a good ball for Callum Wendo, who, you know, he probably couldn't have taken it much further beyond the centre backs or anything, so he has a pop, curls it inside of the post, absolutely stunning stuff, and we are up 1-0 already. Anyway, can I finally finish what I was saying? Goodness me. It's good that one of the 3 is actually just a, like, youth product, like the other 2, like Venancio and Elagriph are from scouting, and I mean, coming from the Brazilian youth setup and the French youth setup, it's not exactly the hardest scouting or like most impressive or anything like that, but Oscar Marimon has come from one of our youth intakes and I'm absolutely over the moon about that. Hopefully there'll be more in the coming years. We do have a left back, Jarlison Subero, who is on loan at Las Palmas, I think it is, in the 1st division, so he's playing plenty of 1st division football. He's a left back, he's about 19 years old, so he'll be one to keep an eye on in the future. Maybe if, oh, here's another chance for Callum Wendo. Oh yes, it's gone in. So often we try those little dinks over the goalkeeper and it just ends up being cleared super easily, but on this occasion, Reddy plays the ball forward for Oscar, out to Gakpo, ball over the top, defender stretches for it, maybe should have jumped, gets to Callum Wendo, who just dinks it cutely over the keeper, dribbles in for 2-0 after 25 minutes, absolutely stunning. We've also got another left back, who, again, very, very complicated scouting process, I guess, is now playing for Argentina, like in the national setup. I obviously would have scouted him when he was in like the under-19s or whatever, signed him up as a bit of a prospect, see what happens. He's on loan, I think, at River Plate, I want to say. Oh, I'm not too sure, but he's made 3 appearances for Argentina, so can't remember his name. I think it might actually be Enzo something, strangely enough, a hot topic. But he will no doubt be in the first in picture very, very shortly. I mean, if he's playing regularly for Argentina and getting called up, you know, we'll have to sell Gutierrez or Fran Garcia, maybe even both, who knows. Anyway, we have gone all the way through the half-time. We have been sensational. We had 60% of the ball just about. We've got 2 goals to Callum Wendo, hoping he can complete his hat-trick, because if he completes his hat-trick, no. I was going to say if he completes his hat-trick, we could bring on Matthijs Tell, but I don't really want to risk it. If we're winning the game easily, why would I risk Matthijs Tell, who's a bit injured and not very fit? You know what I mean? What we will do, though, is if we are still comfortably winning the game, which at this stage we're not in too much danger, knock on wood, which I won't actually do because that would sound annoying, we'll be able to bring on Marimon and Elagriph too and just see what we can do. Jeez, Barcelona are having a nice time against Cartagena. A couple of goals for Rafinha, they're up 5-1, goodness me. It's good that they aren't a competition at this point. Like, they're 6 points back of us and they've played more games or something. I don't know, it's something like that. We are now 64 minutes in. We'll make changes. Can see that Wizamami is not looking too sharp, so we'll bring him off. We'll then bring Miretti off, but we'll move Oscar back so that we can play Marimon at the number 10 spot, and then Elachotu can come on for Cody Gakpo. So we're bringing on Valentin Gendry, Oscar Marimon, and Matty Elachotu. I guess in-game debuts for all... No, in-video debuts for all three, maybe? I don't think I played either of the youth fellas in the previous video, but Gendry, it's definitely his in-video debut. He's played about 10 matches since you were here, but that's fine. Another highlight here, Elachotu on the ball, dribbles past one, gives it to Oscar. Hincapié now looks for Oscar again. Venancio back to... Okay, this is getting stupid. Can we do something? Bloody hell. Just passing for passing's sake. No wonder we get all those little triangles happening at the back in the pass map. Rooney Bargi now on the right-hand side. Back to Gendry, across to Marimon. Oh, I don't think Marimon scored for the club yet, so that would have been absolutely stunning stuff to get it in this video. Oscar with the corner towards the near post, headed away. Calimundo now on the ball, back to Oscar, back to Calimundo. Come on, do something. Do something. Oscar back to Venancio. Not what he's here for. Not what he's here for. Not what he's good at. It's fine. Another highlight straight away, 70 minutes in. Can we hit them with a nice... we'll hit them with a praise, because they haven't been good. Calimundo out to Maddie, out into Marimon for Calimundo. Damn it, that was a hat-trick. That definitely could have been the hat-trick. I think maybe one of his chances was harder than that. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, 72 minutes in now. We'll hit it with a nice pause. Look to make a sub. Looking at the fitness. Oh dear. We'll bring on Jorge Cuenca for Gutierrez and move Hincapié out wide. And then let's just bring on Fran Beltran. He needs some bloody time, doesn't he? He's been out of the side and needs time under his belt, you know, needs games, needs some running under his legs. 77 minutes in now. Speaking of sevens, Barcelona are up 7-1 against Cartagena. Bloody hell. I mean, probably wish you were watching that game, to be fair. And I wouldn't blame you. We are 82 minutes in. It's been a very comprehensive performance. The XG shows that. The possession and the shots totals show that. The corners are 15-0, which is absurd. I'm not sure if that's been bettered in the 5 years that we've been here. 89th minute here. We finally get another highlight. It is Bilbao playing out from the back, headed clear. Marimon now looks out wide to Valentin Gendry. Gendry for Rooney Bargi across Marimon. Oh, doesn't get a clean hit on it. And it looks like Bilbao will try to counter, and there is space in behind Gendry. Ivan Martin to Munain. Oh, yes, sir. Big save there from Dennis Simon. He has come up very, very good this season. I've been very, very impressed with how... You know, just how formidable he's been, you know, a lot of one-on-ones like that where he's just been absolutely sensational. 90th minute here, that should be the end of the highlight, and it may be the last highlight of the game. No, wow, here we go. 91st minute, Simican at the back to Fran Beltran, all the way back to Simon. Simican, Beltran, playing out from the back. This is beautiful stuff. This is what football's all about, trying to draw them out so that we can then lob a ball over the top for Calimundo. Elachotu now lobs it over the top for Marimon, who's in. Marimon? No! Oh, that was a perfect ending. That was a perfect ending. Oh, so close, Oscar. It'll come. It's gonna come. It's definitely gonna come because he's too good. He's too good for it. No, he's got 11 finishing, I think, which isn't fantastic. I mean, he's 18 or whatever, and he's a right winger, I guess, or anywhere across the attacking midfield line. That, though, will be that, and it is a 2-0 win away at the San Mames. Can't complain about that at all. So that is it, a 2-0 win over Bilbao. A comprehensive performance, but not necessarily a comprehensive scoreline, I guess. But I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's a clean sheet away from home. It's a 2-0 win. I'll absolutely take those. That will wrap up today's video though. Make sure you do subscribe so you do not miss next video, which will be the last video of this season. I mean, the last game of this season. It'll be either this Las Palmas game or, look, I'll say it, or Champions League final. Look, if we get past Arsenal, we're into a semi-final against, like, I don't know, like Man City, Liverpool, Real Madrid or Bayern, you know, like that sort of ilk of team. So look, it's a pipe dream, but look, it could happen, man. This could be the year. We've dispensed with Nice and Barcelona of all teams, so why not? We've also beaten Real Madrid twice this season, so look, I'm pretty confident, mate. Anyway, that'll wrap up today's video. Thank you guys very, very much for watching. Make sure you do subscribe. Leave us a like down below if you enjoyed the video. You must have if you stuck around this long. Comment what you thought of it, where you think we should head next, how we can catch Real Madrid, all that sort of stuff. And until next time, when we go again in search of something, I don't know. Peace.